The second semi-final here at the Wuxi Classic Snooker. A lengthy opening frame, pinched by John Higgins on the final pink. So Matthew Stevens trailing 1-0. 6 is the target, remember, for the right to meet Neil Robertson in tomorrow's final.
Couldn't have got any closer than that. And because it got so close, the red has stayed over the pocket. Just coming down to see if the black goes into that right corner. And it does. Oh, it's drifted onto the ball. Wanted to be fairly straight on this black. It's a tough one now. He's over. He's okay. He's nicely on the red. Badly hampered, but just needs to drop it in.
Challenge for Stevens here to stay mentally tough after the disappointment of losing the opening frame and the manner in which he lost it. Half a chance on the pink, distracted by a photographer, and left a relatively easy one for Higgins. Got to put that out of his mind, which is sometimes easier said than done. That was a terrific black, but this is awkward.
Well, he doesn't like it, that's obvious. But he's got to play it.
Nine.
Finished a little straight on the black. No angle to run through the two cushions for the red just above it. Looking at playing the deep screw with a touch of side. Try and come onto that red just to the left of the pink. Didn't get any side on it. That's end of break unless he plays the double. And I suppose it's worth playing the double. Could only leave the red he's playing on. A little high. Well, surely he hasn't left this red onto the left corner. I think he has, you know. I think he's left it on.
Wow.
So unfortunate. So unfortunate. That cue ball could have gone anywhere. Now, can he get to this red to the ball corner? It's a thin one. There's the shot again. Straight in the middle pocket. Well, would you believe it?
It's catching.
I think he got a little kick there, which sent the cue ball wide. The natural angle was to it 6 or 7 inches above that middle pocket. No damage done though. Good pace on the safety. This has just got to be the paint. Well, that's all it was. Not sure if he played to hit that red. Maybe the one above it, but it's finished up okay. Just having a look to see if this red will go to the left corner, which it will. Wasn't far away.
Well, that's the last we've seen of that particular fly in this tournament. Higgins as ruthless with his removal of the wildlife as he is in dealing with his opponents. He's even got a round of applause for executing the aforementioned.
Yes, let's hope a million doesn't come to the funeral.
Please, you have to stay still. No, you're moving your arm.
Yet again, movement from the crowd, distracting Stevens.
So close, but he's left one on.
Well, that attempted long red from Stevens was very tough in its own right, doubly so, as he knew he'd be likely to leave a red for Higgins should he miss.
One.
So So, chance for Higgins.
Six. Seven.
Played with a touch of right hand side to get the right side of these two reds.
40. $15.
And just having a little calculation there. If you could take
22.
all these loose reds and that one close to the right cushion,
23.
you wouldn't need the two reds behind the black. And they're the two awkward ones. Two reds behind the pink, a little awkward as well.
$31.
Now if he's got the angle, he might just be able to play a little cannon. No, he hasn't got the angle. But he could play an accurate positional shot. Well, that certainly helps. Pink going on the brown spot.
$38.
So 22 points in front, 29. It was a tricky long red that he took on, Matthew Stevens. As Phil said, it was not a risk attached to it.
45. $46.
And hard to believe it was just a few weeks ago that Higgins, following his early exit at the World Championship, was questioning whether he still had fire in the belly.
$53. $54.
So he's going to need another red after this black, and he's not in a good position. Would have to play it with a lot of left-hand side on the cue ball. Try and take that cue ball over to that red on the cushion. Well, he played for this one, closest
61.
to the right corner. And he's just gone a couple of inches too hard. Because it's touching the cushion, it wouldn't have been too difficult had the cue ball been where the black is. But where it is now, it's well and truly missable, this one. And to make matters worse, he's left it over the pocket. So he's not out of this game yet, Matthew Stevens.
1.
Perfect.
Which one?
Still not an easy clearance, is where the green and brown is.
Stay still in here. Yeah, otherwise we're going to have to tell them all to leave.
Sounds like the third and final warning for the photographers. Continuing to click when the players are about to deliver the cue. Oh, what a frame this would be for Stevens to steal after the disappointing way in which he lost the first. A lot of work to do yet.
Well, that's just about perfect, just to drop in behind the red. Now, may well play up for the blue or pink here.
16.
Easier to get from pink to black if the pink's on its own spot. A little far for the blue. Well, he's 3 shots in front at the moment. Thinking of where he wants to be on the green to nudge that brown towards the yellow pocket.
$22.
17 points behind, so he still needs them all. Well, if he lands there, he'd have the perfect angle to pot the green and nudge the brown towards the yellow pocket, as I said, but dropping in the exact position that he needs is going to be tough. He could stun past the brown and try and land in behind the green. Well, this is such a tough green to take on. But he's played the shot. That's what his intention is. Cue ball will be going towards the brown.
Very little margin for error here, and of course the danger that the green will stay over the pocket if he does miss it.
And that's exactly what's happened. Game thrown away. He's moved the brown.
Well, it was high risk. Had he potted it, could well have been a frame winner. As it is, Higgins looks a certainty to double his lead.
Yeah, as you said, Phil, it was a tough shot. Just because it's close to the pocket doesn't mean it's easy. And it just shows you how tight these pockets are. Badly needs a frame on the board, Matthew Stevens. It's going to have to wait.
Two very tight frames to kick off our second semi-final here at the Wuxi Classic, but from Stevens' point of view, major disappointment because both have gone the way of John Higgins. Frame 3 is next.